Today, we are going to dive into the story of a sport that was, and I mean this, literally invented to beat a boring winter day. We're talking about basketball. We'll look at how it went from simple peach baskets to the global spectacle it is now, covering its invention, the rules, the players, and how it just completely took over the world. All right, let's jump right in.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll start with that surprisingly simple origin story. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the rules and how the game is actually played. After that, we'll meet the team on the court, and finally, we'll see exactly how basketball became the powerhouse it is today.
Okay, first up, a rainy day invention. And you know, this whole story, it's not about some grand vision for a new global sport. Nope, it's actually just about a teacher trying to keep his students from going completely stir-crazy. So, let's meet the man himself, James Naismith. He was a Canadian-American instructor in Springfield, Massachusetts, and the year's 1891. Picture this. He's got a gym full of rowdy, restless students, and he desperately needs an indoor activity that's, a bit less brutal than football, but way more fun than just doing exercises. His solution? Well, he just invented a brand new game right there on the spot.
And that very first game, it was about as makeshift as you can get. Naismith literally grabbed a couple of old peach baskets, nailed them to a railing, and used a soccer ball. And get this, after every single basket was scored, someone had to climb up a ladder just to get the ball out. It didn't take long for them to realize, hey, maybe we should just cut the bottoms out. And by 1906, those baskets were replaced by the metal hoops and backboards that we all recognize today. All right, so how did this improvised game with peach baskets turn into the strategic, lightning-fast sport we know now? Well, that all comes down to the rules. Naismith started with just 13 of them, and while the goal is still the same, how you get there has changed. A lot.
Probably the single biggest game changer was the idea of dribbling. I mean, can you even imagine basketball without it? Originally, the game was all about passing. You'd catch the ball, plant your feet, and throw it. That's it. This idea of running while bouncing the ball came later, and it completely transformed the game, injecting all the speed, individual skill, and a whole new level of strategy.
But no matter how much the rules have evolved, the main goal has always been beautifully simple. Get that ball through the other team's hoop and stop them from doing it to you. And that act of scoring, that's called a field goal.
So how do you rack up points? Well, a regular shot made during the flow of the game, that's worth 2 points. If you're feeling it and you sink a shot from behind that big arc, the three-point line, that's worth 3. And if you get fouled by an opponent, you get a chance at free throws, which are worth 1 point each.
You know, with all the changes to the rules, the strategy, the incredible athleticism of today's players, it's pretty amazing that one thing has stayed exactly the same from day one, and that's the height of the hoop. Naismith set it at 10 feet in 1891, and it's still 10 feet in pretty much every single gym and arena in the entire world today.
Modern basketball is all about pace and speed, and that's largely because of the shot clock. In the pro leagues, teams have just 24 seconds to get a shot off. This forces constant action and means there's almost never a dull moment. Games themselves are broken into 4 12-minute quarters, though with timeouts and everything, they usually last a couple of hours.
Okay, so we've covered the history and the rules. Now, let's talk about the players who make it all happen. Interestingly, Naismith's original rules didn't actually specify any positions, but over time, 5 distinct and really crucial roles have emerged.
Each team has 5 players out there. You've got the point guard, who's basically the quarterback, directing the offense. They often set up the shooting guard, who's usually the team's best long-range shooter. Then there's the small forward, kind of a jack-of-all-trades, who can score and defend. And then you have your bigs down low, the power forward in the center, who are there to grab rebounds and protect the basket.
So, how on earth did this game, invented just to pass the time during a cold winter, become a true global phenomenon? Well, that brings us to our final section, where we trace its incredible journey onto the world stage.
A huge part of basketball's explosion in popularity is, of course, the NBA. Formed way back in 1949, it has since grown to become the undisputed #1 professional league on the entire planet. It attracts the absolute best players from all over and has a massive, passionate global audience.
And really, the story of the NBA's rise is the story of its superstars. You had the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird rivalry in the 80s that just captivated everyone. Then, of course, Michael Jordan came along and turned basketball into a global cultural force in the 90s. And today, you've got icons like LeBron James and Stephen Curry carrying on that incredible legacy.
But it's not just the NBA. The game is governed worldwide by FIBA, that's the International Basketball Federation.
It was founded way back in 1932, and its job is to standardize the rules for international play and organize these huge tournaments that bring together the best national teams from all over.
And this really shows you just how far the game has come from that little gym in Massachusetts. Basketball has been a staple at the Summer Olympics since 1936. The FIBA World Cup is this massive international event. And maybe the best sign of the sport's global reach is this: the NBA now has elite players from every single inhabited continent on Earth.
So there you have it. From a simple game with a couple of peach baskets and 13 rules to a high-flying, fast-paced sport that's loved by billions of people. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and it kind of leaves us with one final thought. What is it about this simple act of just putting a ball through a hoop that continues to capture the world's imagination? Thanks so much for joining us.